Hey everyone, and welcome back to episode 2 of V Rising Beginner's Guide. So like I said, we're just doing a solo play on the server while the PvP server is full. Everybody knows I'm playing on the full loot server. We'll get to that once we get later into the guide. I'll get some videos out on PvPing and what to do with your bases and how to defend yourself. But we're going to go ahead and pick up where we left off last time. So right now we currently need to construct and interact with a research desk. So go ahead and press B as in Bravo. Come down here to the bottom. We've got fundamentals right here. That's where all your basic buildings are at. We can come to production, go to research. There's the research desk. We're going to need planks, animal hide, and stone. So as you can see, I've gone ahead and built out a bunch of crates because I did a lot of farming just to make this a lot smoother and faster. So let's grab some hide. Let's come to our wood. We have some planks in here. Probably need some more. Let's grab some stone. From this crate, our horse just died, so we're going to loot its body. If you want to keep your horses alive, just give them some water by pressing tab while facing them or mounted on them. Let's grab a couple more planks from here. We've had the sawmill working the whole time. Now we should be able to put up a research desk. So like I said, press B as in Bravo. Come to the research tab under production. Go ahead and click on that. We'll just place it wherever we want for now because we can rearrange it later. Since we're solo playing, we don't have to worry that much about people attacking us. Alright, so now that we have that built, we can interact with it. It'll complete the quest. If you're playing with multiple clan members, you can interact with theirs and it'll complete the quest for you. So you just look at it, press F, you'll open it up. If you have 50 paper, if you look at the top here, you can hit discover. It's going to allow you to discover a random technology. If you have books, you can discover those also by hitting research. So you can see we currently don't have anything unlocked. Here you can get structures, armor, weapons, magic, and consumables like potions. So let's go ahead and claim the quest and see what it wants us to do next. Technology unlocked, walls and structures. Now it wants us to upgrade the castle heart and interact with it. It'll unlock the blueprint mirrors. We're currently tracking the blood of Errol the Stonebreaker. We'll get to him eventually. First I want to make some better weapons. So for the research desk, let's go ahead and go over that. I've gone ahead and hit some bandit camps. So for the research desk, it wants you to you can give it books and paper. So when you go to the bandit camps and raid those, the main items you're looking for is going to be coarse thread, paper, and books. So let's open this miscellaneous box here. We've got 67 paper, and then we have multiple books. Go back to our research desk. And now you see that these are yellow. That means that we have books for them. So we can click on that, and it's going to eat one of these books. So we'll hit research. We just learned water well, so we can fill up containers of water. That's good for potion making. Here's an assortment of fine paintings. That's just pure cosmetic. It doesn't do anything to help you. Next is armor, so it's the Merciless Night Stalker leggings. So this is going to unlock the upgrade for them. So let's go ahead and click on that, hit research. We actually have 2 books for that. And then we also have the Miss Signet ring. So we'll click on that and then hit research for that. And now we can make the ring. So if we come over here to our simple workbench, you'll see that we have all these recipes in here. And our Miss Signet ring, for instance, is right here. It takes 1 greater blood essence, 4 crude miststone, and 8 grave dust. Grave dust can be made from bones using the grinder. Once you get the recipes and the grinder made, greater blood essence we can make with the blood press. We can use that to make higher levels of blood using hearts and blood essence. So once it's to upgrade the castle heart, I don't believe we have the materials just yet. For that, we're going to need 12 copper ingots and 12 hide. I don't believe we have to have hide, though you can find it from camps, but we can make it. So, we've got 14 hide, but we still need to get the ingots, so make sure you're harvesting copper. In order to do that, we're going to need to build a furnace, so we need stone and copper ore. So let's go to our ore chest. We'll grab out some ore. Stone chest, get more stone out. Pretty much you want to save all of your early resources. You're going to need them even in late game. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop our furnace. We'll set it over here for now. Once we've made that, we'll walk up to it, press F as in Foxtrot to open it. Just put your ore in there, it'll start smelting it. So you can see right here at the bottom copper ingot. It's going to take a while, so keep it full. If you look at this side of this menu on the top right, it's going to go over the different recipes as you learn them. Right now, most of them are going to be unknown. If you look at the very top of this menu under furnace, it's going to say castle heart powered, meaning that it's using blood essence to power itself. If you put it inside of a confined castle room, you get plus 25% to the speed. If it has matching floor tiles that are made for it, it'll get minus 25% cost. So that's what these mean, and when they're lit up, that means they're active. And we'll do that in just a second. We can actually confine everything and build walls. I believe that's what we unlocked. So if we come here to Castle tab, we click on walls, and now we have the reinforced wall. It takes stone, brick, and planks. We're going to need the grinder for that. So let's see what we need to make the grinder. So go back to production, refinement, and here's the grinder. It takes plank, copper ingot, and whetstones. So you can get whetstones from the bandit camps. So let's check our mist chest. We've got 10 of those right now. And like I said, make sure you're saving your coarse thread. You're going to need that to make your armor. Save all of your bones. Again, you're going to need all these materials at late game except for coarse thread. Eventually it's going to fall off and you're really not going to need to gather any of that. Now if we look into here, you'll see that we have the Night Stalker gear. And then that one book recipe for Merciless Night Stalker leggings, that's the step up. So if you hover over this, the gear is level 3. It's better than what we currently have. Then if you upgrade it again, you're going to get more hit points out of it, and then it'll form a set. When you get 2 and 4 pieces, you'll get extra benefits. So at 2 pieces, 12 max health. 4 pieces, you'll get physical power by 2 and increase gear level by 1. Now it might not seem like big numbers, but it adds up really, really fast, and your gear score matters a lot when it comes to fighting these bosses to make life easier. So we need to get a lot of these copper weapons made, so we're going to have to smelt a ton of copper. So let's go ahead and fill up our furnace. So it should have, we could have just done a take all there. I don't know why I just individually grabbed all that. So you can see here we've got 8 slots. Most of your crafting benches will have 8 slots. So let's go ahead and fill it up. And we're slowly but surely getting copper ingot. Alright, so once it's to upgrade the castle heart, like I said, it's going to take a second. We're going to need 12 copper ingots, 12 pieces of leather. If you want to make leather, we're going to need the tannery, which we don't have yet. So if it wants you to craft a certain thing to upgrade it to proceed along the quest line and you don't know how to do it, come to your blood altar, interact with that, and like we went over in the last episode, you can look at the bosses as you click on them, and it's going to tell you what they unlock. So we already killed the alpha wolf in the last episode. He gave us our wolf form. So if we hold down left control, go over to the wolf paw with our mouse, and then just let go of control while you're on it, it'll transform to wolf form. Now this, any type of form like this will eat you through your blood slowly but surely. So if you like step away for a minute and come back and your blood's gone, that's why. Just press control again, and you can leave your form if you want to go back to human form, or you can attack. So our next boss, like I said, is Errol the Stonebreaker. He's going to unlock the big stash. So it's 2 copper ingots, 6 planks. It allows us to hold 21 items, so we can get rid of some of these chests. And as you go along, you'll get more and more storage crates and cosmetics. Next would be Rufus the Foreman. He's going to drop the woodworking bench, which is going to give us all these recipes below it. And then Keely the Frost Archer is the one that we need to kill in order to get our tannery, so that we can get so we can use animal hide to make leather, and we're going to need that later on to make the level 70 to 80 gear. So while that's smelting, we'll just have to wait on that. We'll get some more wood put down, do some more harvesting, and then we can get to focusing on building out some walls, because we'll need stone bricks, and like I said, for that we're going to need grinders. Now if you just started on a brand new server, or a server that just reset and you're on it's PvP, or you just don't want people coming into your base, again, make sure you avoid the sunlight, it'll burn. Make sure you build your palisades, set up your gate. You can put down some stairs also if you want to. Let's see if we have enough room left to do that. Okay, so for now, if we wanted to, we could put down wooden stairs. Just use Q and E to get it placed where you want, but we're currently at our limit, so we can't build out. You want to keep your gates closed. Wood like this, these wooden palisades and walls and gates are safe for now. If you're just on day 1 just starting, you should be fine for a little bit. Just make sure you block your ramps off to where people can't sneak in. They will steal from your chest. So technically if we were PvPing, we'd want to build here also to block this ramp and the other one. Right now I'm just chilling and waiting until we get walls. Once you get to the actual castle at the bottom tab and you can build these reinforced walls, if you build them all the way around and then put floors down, it'll build you a ceiling, and we'll go over that as soon as we get to it. But like I said, it's going to be a few minutes on the copper ingots. We're going to need quite a few. So we're only at 10 now. We need 12 to build out that, and then another 10 to 12, probably another 10 after that to build out the rest of it. So once we get that done, I'll be right back. Well, we now have probably enough copper ingots to get something done, so let's go ahead and grab those. We've still have our planks and stone and all the other items on us. One thing I did forget to go over with the research desk. So like I said, we've got paper. We've got 67 pieces of it. So if you look up here, it says 67 out of 50. Just hit discover. It's going to give you a random item. So hit press discover. We just learned the ember chain, which is another item you can wear. From there, if we wanted to, we could build like one piece of gear. We could build one of our weapons because we have enough ingots. So we could go ahead and build our axes, which is going to take us from a level 6 axe to a level 9. So we're going to go from physical power 6.8 to 8.9, and then the same damage to wood with an increased durability. We're going to hold off on that. Go ahead and upgrade our castle heart. If you want to upgrade your castle heart, for anybody who's wondering, you just go up to it, press F. It'll give you the cost at the top, like I said before. You'll just hit upgrade right here if you have the materials on you. So 12 copper and 12 leather. So hit upgrade. We now have a level 2 castle heart. And you'll see down here that the borders have increased from 30 to 80. You now have servant coffers 0 out of 5. So if you build these and then you go and go and claim servants, put them in there, you can send them out to gather resources for you. You can also add more blood essence now to keep your life on your castle powered and fortified for longer. Whenever you log in, always check this and make sure you're not running out, because if your stuff decays, people can get in your base and they can destroy it. So like I said, the next thing we need to do is more refinement. So let's go to our refinement. We can build the grinder now, which is going to allow us to make our stone so we can build our walls. So if you're on a PvP server, you want to get here as fast as you can and build stone walls, because people will need golems and other items to get to you. So let's go ahead and claim that quest for upgrading the castle heart. Technology unlocked mirrors. Complete a castle room by laying down floors and building surrounding castle walls to generate a roof. So we can't do that just yet. First we have to get the grinder up and get the stone bricks made. This will unlock the blueprint stone coffin. So we're just going to set our grinder here for now because it's going to be near our stone crate. And let's go ahead and fill that thing up with stone. So we can do a take all here. We already have some stone brick, but 7's not enough to do anything with. Then come to our grinder and just add all of your stone to it. It's going to take a while. It's about 20 seconds, I believe, per stone brick without having flooring and other things in place. Same thing at the top. If you want it to go faster and cost less material. Then you have other recipes. So like I said, always save your bones. Pretty much save everything you get if you have space. So save your bones. 100 bones equals 1 grave dust. It'll eventually drop to 75 once you build the floors. And put it inside of a confined room. Then you have things like stone body. That's going to be for cosmetics. You've got clay mold, which will take a water-filled canteen and clay. Again, that should be for cosmetics only. This unknown recipe, you will get to that later for spectral dust. There's better ways to get it besides this too. But right now we're after the 12 stone to equal 1 stone brick and 1 stone dust. And just let that build. You want to keep this full pretty much the entire time you're playing the game. You're probably going to want to have 2 or 3 grinders, and 1 grinder needs to be grinding stone non-stop, especially if you're on a PvP server for when you get attacked, so you'll have enough stone bricks to repair and rebuild your walls when you get attacked by bombs and golems. And we'll get to that, like I said, on the full loot PvP server that I'm a part of. We will cover all of those items and more. Alright, so we built that. We can build the blood press too if we want to, so let's go ahead and do that. It's 12 planks, 120 stone. This is going to allow you to make higher tier blood. So we're going to set it right next to the research desk. You go up to that, press F, and then again it gives you the same recipes, the same format as all of your other crafting stations. So if you put rats in there, 4 rats equals 10 blood essence, 4 tainted hearts, 60 blood essence, 4 unsullied hearts equals 1 greater blood essence. You will need greater blood essence, and you will need a primal when you get to your level 70 plus gear. So make sure that you are always saving your blood essence, even if you have to make a bunch of crates. You're going to use it faster than you can make it to an extent, as long as you're running it fast, especially if you're in your clan. Somebody needs to make sure that they're constantly watching these benches. You want to keep your wood grinding, or your wood making lumber. You want to keep your grinders working. You want to keep your blood press working. You're going to need more of those materials than you can handle, even with 4, 5, 6 of you, depending on your server settings. So the furnace is still cooking. We'll keep it full and making copper. That way we can make gear. We really need the tannery. In order to make the tannery, what I'm probably going to do is hit some more bandit camps to get some more coarse thread. And with the coarse thread, that we'll probably also find a bunch of leather. We can get some of this other gear made, the Night Stalker gear. And from there we'll find some books, and then we might even be able to get as high as to the Merciless Night Stalker, but probably not. But you definitely want to, if you can, try to build a ring to get your spell power up. I know it's only like 1.5 points, but 1.5 points is a lot. You'll definitely see a huge difference if you build a different ring than what you're currently using. So like I said, we're going to build our copper axes. It's 16 copper ingots and 12 planks. It's going to take 30 seconds. So you can queue up as much stuff in here as you want to. So if you're your clan's crafter and your job is to sit in the base and just make sure everything's working and you're producing items, everybody else is out gathering, you can go ahead and queue up a bunch of weapons, a bunch of rings, a bunch of armor, and then you can just step away. Now, one other thing, if you look at the lower midsection of my screen right here, let me get away from these refining stations, you'll see this golden ring and these boots. That means those are getting low on durability. So if we hit tab and we hover over our boots, they're currently at 96 out of 406. So if we want to repair those, we'll need 13 bones and 31 animal hide. And I'm just going over this for when you get to your later gear. You're not going to want to rebuild it because it's so expensive. So let's go ahead and grab some animal hide. We'll go to our miscellaneous chest and we'll grab some bone. So we're currently on the tab menu right here, so you can see that our boots are weak. So if you press down with the mouse wheel, it's going to repair the item and it'll send it back to max durability. Now when you build out your gear, make sure you build it right. So you're going to want to build your body first, then your legs, and from there it's going to be your boots and then your gloves, because it's going to give you the most hit points. And then try to keep your rings or your amulets as high level as possible. That's really going to boost your gear score as you go along. So from there, like I said, our next quest is to complete a castle room by laying down floors and building surrounding castle walls to generate a roof. And again, that's going to take stone walls, so we're going to wait on the grinder to finish that. If we wanted to, and we might do this, we can set down a second grinder and go ahead and get it to working. Maybe grab a mace, and a copper mace, and go beat down some more rocks and keep the grinders full and producing. So we've got our axes now, so let's go and pull that out. So we've got the copper axe, just to right click on it and it's going to equip, and we're going to get our first weapon ability. So right here you'll see that we're currently on the reinforced bone axe. Look right here at the bottom by your blood pool, and there's 2 empty bars here. All we have right now is the primary attack with left mouse button. Right click at our copper axes, our level goes up to 20, and we get the Q ability. So we can dash forward, the first enemy dealing 100 physical damage. Enter a state of frenzy that increases your movement speed by 25% and increases attack speed by 30 for 0.8 seconds on a successful hit. So that's pretty huge. So say we're attacking something and like we can go hit this wolf really quick, because it'll give us hide, essence, and bones. So that's the Q move right there. It's kind of like having a first AoE. Go ahead and grab this rat. We're going to need potions when we do these boss fights. And rats are the easiest way to make potions once we get to the alchemy table. And from there, like I said, we're going to hit the bandit camps. So I guess we can cover that really fast before I put all this stuff up and we move out. And let's check on our grinder. Let's see how well it's doing. I'm used to playing on this my full loot PvP server, so that we have like 3 grinders. Everything's floored in, walled in, so we make stone a lot faster. So we've got 18. Really, again, not a lot. Like, you're going to want like 200 plus just to really get started. So if you hit M as in Mike, it's going to show you your map. You can use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. You can grab the map with your left mouse button and move it around. So from there, let's go ahead and zoom in. We're not really concerned about these upper levels right now where we're currently building our base. They don't really matter. We will come into here and get to iron ore really, really fast. As you can see, we've already reached copper. Once we get into copper and we kill some of these bosses, we'll be good to go. But when you might want to just ride around on a horse if you have one. If not, go to wolf form and run around. If you don't have wolf form, just walk around. And you're going to slowly cover the map and you'll unlock zones. So when you see these yellow zones, hover over it and it will tell you what you can find in the area. You can still find more stuff than that, but that's what that one area specializes in. So for this bandit stronghold, that's going to be whetstone, sulfur ore, and paper. The forgotten cemetery, that's where you can get some grave dust, morning lilies, and bones. Pretty much anywhere where there's undead, you can get bones and grave dust. And you're going to need that forever. You will never not need bones and grave dust. So do not throw those on the ground. Keep them, save them. You're going to wish you had more. What we're concerned with is the bandit camps. Now, if you're wondering what this red X is, that's my marker. So if you're looking at the map and you want to place a marker so you know where you're going, and your teammates can see this on the map too, just do a right click and it'll place it. I like to keep track of the road I'm trying to use to get to and from my base fast. Or if I'm going to, like, say I want to raid this bandit camp, I'll just right click on that so I know where it's at. Now from there, these green dots, these are vampire way gates. We went over it briefly before. If you don't have anything on you that's a resource, so you can have potions, weapons, armor, you can teleport. If you have resources on you, you cannot teleport. You have to run those back manually. So if we were farming way over here to get some thread, we would have to, or some gold chains or whatever else we're after for the, because this is the high level area where you can get some of the better gear. And mats, you'd have to run all the way. You can teleport to the nearest teleport by that, but then you're going to have to manually run back. You should have a horse, especially on a PvP server, because you're going to get, people are camping this and killing people for their gear, so, you know, watch out. Anyways, ride your horse all the way back, drop your stuff off. You can build a teleport in your base eventually once you get to that recipe, then just teleport back to it, rinse and repeat, and that's what we're going to do as we progress, probably around episode 5, 6, 7, somewhere there. We might make some sub-episodes and some how-tos on soloing bosses, because we're going to have to fight the Bandit King to proceed to Iron, and he's going to be in the Stronghold, and we'll cover that when we get there. But for now, like I said, we pretty much just need to go back out, farm some more, get some more leather, get some more paper, get some more books, unlock more research, gather all of our resources. Like I said, it's a lot easier when you have a full team to do this with. But for our next quest, yeah, so I'm just going to keep the grinder running while your grinders and stuff are full. Make sure before you leave your base, fill up your sawmill, fill up your grinder, or multiples if you have them. And then go head out, farm, come back, rinse, repeat until your stuff's caught up and done. So once the grinder's done and we can build stone walls, we'll go over getting a ceiling on the castle, and that's going to be the end of this episode. So I'll see you guys in just a minute. While we're waiting on resources, let's go ahead and hit a bandit camp. So I came down here to hit this one. This one's got a couple of high levels in it. So if you see there's a skull next to their name or their description, like right here it says 20. If you see a skull, it's probably going to be a little bit strong for you. Now when you attack one of them, they're going to attack you back. They'll link to the ones that are nearby. So if you hover over them though, you can see right here it says Rogue 8%. That's going to be for your blood type here on the left side. We're currently at 6%. It'll tell you your blood quality. We're currently at a Brute. That one's a level 20 with Rogue 3%. It's kind of random based on how they spawn. Now, the way to fight them, and we're going to go over the loot inside the bandit camp. So I like to start with a spell, so we're going to hit him with a spell really fast. Avoid the trappers. Kill off the weak ones first. The trappers and things like that will be stronger. You'll see they have a higher hit point pool. Like I said, your spells hit really hard. Now, coarse thread and paper, like we said, those are the things you want. Now, we're going to aggro those when we get too close, so let's go ahead and attack them. Now, if you want to heal, hold control. Go to this little blood icon here. It's going to consume blood, but you'll heal your hit points. And if you use this top one, your teammate can heal off of you. And then, of course, you go to wolf horn if you're trying to run away. Now, you're going to want to break all these barrels and crates. And you'll see we'll get coarse thread, leather, and other materials. There's a gold chest there. We want that, so let's go ahead and kill these guys. These can despawn, so don't move slow. And he's 14%, so we're going to press F to feed off of him. So we'll get 14% rogue. You'll see it change. Each different blood type gives you different properties. So like here, if you get all the way up to like 100%, you'll get tier 5. Boost all effects, etc. So hold F to unlock the gold chest. The other ones you can just press F, like this brown chest here. And then you'll see we'll get some gems, we'll get some paper, an iron body, and some coarse thread, so do a take all. Each chest is random. Again, break your crates and your barrels. Ease up here and grab this one. We'll get paper, fishbone, and some clay. And we'll just hit take all on that. Watch out for the rogues, they'll turn invisible. If he hits you, it'll stun you. Let's go ahead and take the archer out so we don't take so much damage. And you can keep your distance, or just dodge. Hit him with a spell, they'll go down pretty fast. You get some coarse thread. So if you're trying to upgrade to, say you have the Merciless Research completely done, it takes 24 per full set of gear to get to the max level gear. Press R, we're going to use our first spell, hit him. We can press C if we want to and use our shield. And they go down quite fast. So while you're getting started, you're going to want to hit these smaller bandit camps first. Save the bigger ones for later because they'll have bosses and stuff in them. And you don't want to tangle with those just yet. You're probably going to want to get your gear upgraded and get a higher gear score. And you might even want an extra set, especially if you're on a PvP server, because while you're in the middle of a fight, if you're trying to solo, say your teammates aren't on at the moment, people will jump on you and hunt you down and kill you. In this game, I don't advise trying to run away unless you have some kind of trump card. And there's really not a good trump card for running away. You're better off just to fight if you get stuck into a fight. So I'm going to go back to gathering more resources. So you're going to want to knock these out, break them. Like I said before, they'll give you stone. Once they're busted, they'll give you actual gems and gem dust. And you want to save all of those all the way the entire time you're playing the game. So we got crude emerald, topaz, and gem dust. You can look in here to see it. Gem dust is going to be important later on. You can also use these other gems to build your rings and various other craft recipes as you unlock them. But from there, like I said, we're going to keep trying to gather and hit bandit camps and get some more leather put together so we can make some more gear. And so we can build get our gear score up so we can go get the tannery by killing Keely the Frost Archer, which you can probably take out right now at level 20. But I'd like to be a little bit safer and get a little bit higher level. So we'll go with that once we get there. Now, if you see over here where it's flashing U on the right side, that's our spell book. You can access that by pressing J, as in Juliet. And from here you can see your new spells that you've learned. So if you click on the spells you want to replace, like if you want to replace your travel ability, you can do that. Just click on it. It's going to highlight the ones that will replace that. Same thing for R, and same thing for C. Now if you look at the top here, you're going to have these tabs. So click through those and you'll see those unlock as you kill more and more bosses and gather more V-Blood. And that's what you use the Blood Altar for, is tracking those. Or you might just find them randomly across the map as you run around. These are vampire powers. Like right now we have Tristan the Vampire Hunter. That's a V-Blood kill. You see he has a skull right there and he's red. He's pretty strong at our current level. He's not that hard of a fight, just kind of kite him and kill him from a distance. We're not going to do that right now. We could possibly win, but I don't care to sit here and fight him for like 30 minutes. But like I said, hover over his name, you'll see below his name and his hit points, it says V-Blood. That means it's a boss that's going to unlock stuff for you. And watch the roads, because people like him patrol the roads. There's also random patrols with skeleton warriors and rogues and everything else. Real quick, before we get back to the next step on this video, let's go ahead and go over the fact that we have copper axes now, so we can harvest higher level of resources. So this giant crystal right here, that's quartz. You're going to need a lot of that to make glass. Glass is going to be used for your later gear towards the 70s, so make sure you get that. With that said, we can also go ahead and harvest these higher level gemstones. So if you see right here, these gemstones, if you look at them closely, let's zoom in for a second. You'll see that the crystals and stuff on them, the gems that are sticking out of them, are a little bit bigger than the previous ones, and it goes the same way for the next level. And those are going to drop you higher level gems, and that'll allow you to build higher level recipes. You'll need that for armor and weapons and various other things such as rings and amulets. So if you break this open, you'll get the next tier. And again, quartz is like an ore. You'll just put that on the furnace and you can cook it into glass once you get the recipe for it. So there we got some gem dust and topaz regular size off of these. Next will be flawless. But if we come to our blood altar, this will take us to the next thing we need to do, which is to kill Errol the Stonebreaker. So if we track that, we can go ahead and unlock his powers, which is Aftershock. We can unlock the big stash. Now I did go ahead and kill him at level 20 in just this basic gear. So just the stuff that we got right when we came out of the starter zone and level 2 gear, it is killable that way. And we're about to bounce back over there and do that really fast while the stone is still working. So if we come to our grinder, we went ahead and refilled it, so our stone's still making these stone bricks, and so we're getting stone bricks and stone dust. So let's go ahead and jump back over here. So if we're looking for him, you can follow the blood trail as it comes out right here. You see that? That'll lead you to the V-Blood boss that you're tracking. I happen to know that he's located in the Bandit Copper Mine, which is right here. He's going to be located in the bottom of it. So if you walk into it, you can follow the roads around or just drop down straight into the bottom right there. What we're going to do is we'll follow the road, come all the way down, and proceed to go into the mine and then fight and kill him. I'm going to show you how to do that in the low-level gear. We do have enough leather from farming that we could technically build a higher-level piece of armor. I'm not going to do that just yet because I want y'all to see that it's possible even in low-level gear as long as you take note of the boss's attacks. Now, if you are not familiar with the combat system, you're going to want to make sure to build extra weapons and gear so that if you die, you can re-equip yourself. So if you're tracking your personal markers, so on the map, you can see right here, I've got a marker where Errol's located at. Let me zoom out for anybody who's looking for his location. So he's right here. We're on the Farbane Woods. Now, if it's your personal marker, you can see it right here. It's this little cogwheel looking icon. You can just head towards that. It'll kind of clue you in which way you need to go. Just follow the roads, avoid your enemies. And I just wanted to cover that, but we'll pick back up once we get to Errol. We're going to fight our way through the mines and get to him, and then I will show you how to kill him. Hey everyone, Deftspider here. So I just wanted to quickly go over how to kill Errol the Stonebreaker. So we're currently in the copper mines. So the Bandit Copper Mines right here, as the name suggests, you can find a lot of copper here. So now that we're here in the mines, if you need copper, as you can see, there's plenty around us. You can also hit these plants, and that will give you Hell's Clarion, which will allow you to make potions and things later on. So if you want some of those, go ahead and gather them. You might even get some seeds. Save all your seeds for later on. You're going to use those to plant plants. And then you can just harvest plants at your base. So we're going to head down here. We're going to have to kill some stuff on the way in. Unfortunately, all we found so far is a level 9 rogue. There's a 14 there. I don't know if we're able to eat him or not, because we're going to have to kill these other enemies first. Go ahead and dodge that. Get in some more hits. We don't need that 4%. He's worthless. 8%. Also not good. So now we can eat this 14%. Watch our blood stats go up a little bit. So we'll get movement speed, which actually we didn't make movement speed. We need 20% for that. But we can still do this. We're just in the basic gear that you would get as soon as you got out and made gear using bones, except that we do have copper axes. So there's Errol the Stonebreaker. You can see he's yellow. It says he's V-Blood. And that's the boss. So you're going to want to clear the ads first, because they will link to you, and then you have a larger fight on your hands. I did not mean to feed on him, so just left mouse button to cancel feeding. Or you're going to get some blood that you really don't want. Make sure you're breaking all these chests to get the blood, paper, not blood, paper and everything else that they drop. You can hit our Q if we want to. That's going to speed us up, gives a little bit more attack speed. Collect your hearts, save your blood. Moon's rising, but in the mines you're safe anyways. That's a trippy mushroom. We don't need that. More copper. Let's go ahead and get these guys out of here. And I don't think we're going to record the whole fight. It's going to take a second, so we might just speed through it. Inventory's full already. Now don't worry about harvesting these rocks, because when you kill him, depending on where he dies at, he'll explode, and it will harvest everything around him. We do need to try to check out this golden chest if it doesn't disappear, because you can be inside of it looting it, and it'll respawn somewhere else. Now the silver coins, you just want to drop those right now. You don't have enough silver resistance, and you have no use for them. We do want this forge flooring. So that we need to find something we can drop that we're not worried about. Stone dust, probably about the most worthless thing we have right now. Do a take all. The painting frames, you could drop those if you wanted to. They're only for cosmetic items. We'll get rid of the basic plant, because you you can just get that anywhere and everywhere. So we don't need the plant fiber. We'll take the bones. You'll never ever have enough bones. Alright, so he's going to attack us. He's got several attack patterns. So he's going to do that one, which will reach out to you, then it'll explode, so don't stand on top of those black lines and those little black dots. I like to just hit him with the ranged ability and just cast magic at him. It takes a while, but you'll eventually wear him down. Once he gets to 50%, he'll start summoning ads. Use your spacebar to dodge any attacks he's throwing your way. I know this is a little bit rough on my part. Trying to talk makes it kind of hard. But yeah, so if you get hit by that, it's going to slow you down. If you want to heal, just kind of get your distance, and then you can activate your heal ability. Or if you're smart and you brought potions, you can use those. Watch out, because he does have a little bit of a reach with that other ability where he just kind of charges you slightly. Leave that one right there, so just keep your distance. Wait for your stuff to come off cooldown, then you can use that if you want to. And you're hiding behind the rocks, you could go ahead and activate your healing ability as long as you have your distance. Just watch for when he casts against you. And like I said, it can be a slow fight this way, but it's super safe. It's guaranteed that you'll win. So just kite around him. Like I said, if we want to heal, we can do Blood Mend if you have enough blood to spare. Wait for him to attack, and then dodge using your space bar, so you get a little bit of hit points back. Hit him with your ability again, and there's some better abilities you could have by now if you really wanted to do a lot of damage using your spells. You could jump in really quick and then spacebar back if you want to get like a hit and speed the fight up some. So from here we'll probably skip around, but you see he just whistled, so he's summoning ads. Personally, I like to take the ads out. That way I don't have to worry about him, because he's going to start doing a more advanced move. So he's going to keep his regular attack base, but he's also, like you just saw, he's got the spin move. But he has that from the get-go. He only does that when you get close to him. But he's going to do that same attack he's been doing, but he'll do it with where it spreads out in 4 directions. So you want to save your spacebar for that if you can. Trying to see if he'll trigger it really quick. Seems like he's being stubborn. And he'll keep whistling and summoning adds the whole fight. So while he just uses his ability, we can do a Q, which will get some damage in, and increases our attack rate since we're dual wielding axes. And there's the 4 move, so all those will explode all around him, and then he'll try to get you with a single. And that's his entire attack pattern. You can just keep circling him and just wear him down with spells. But if you, like I said, if you're feeling ballsy, you're more than welcome to jump on him. But if you get hit by that, it's going to slow you. Then if he hits you, you'll take a lot of damage. And he's level 20 and we're level 20, so you don't really want to get mixed up with all that. So I'm going to go wear him down, and then we'll come back once we get to the final kill. Alright, so we got down to about 1 shot now, so he's pretty much done. We can just run there and finish him off if we want to. Now, when you finish a V-Blood boss off like this, it's going to say hold F to extract blood. While you do this on these V-Blood guys, this is really important to know in case you're trying to ninja loot somebody. So if you have rat mode or something and you turn into a rat, people can't see you. While you're extracting blood on a V-Blood boss, you cannot take damage. But you can take damage when you extract blood off of regular mobs. But on these guys, nobody can hit you. So if you run in with no gear and you jump on a boss somebody else is down, you're more than welcome to take it. As you see right here, he exploded and open up all these nodes. And we can loot that if we have the space. We don't. So I'll probably just find something else in here to drop. And that is Errol, the Stonebreaker. It's going to unlock more storage for us and 1 special ability. So we can press J as in Juliet. And we should have a new ability in here. Let's see, where's it at? Delusion, or I think it's Chaos. Yeah, Chaos. So we have Aftershock, which we can smash the ground. I don't think that's worth using, so I would not equip that, but you're more than welcome to if that's your preference. Forging Floor is a good thing to have. We're going to have to put some of those down. We're going to drop these fish bones. We'll have plenty of those before we get to late game. But for now, we just need copper ore. Like I said, leave the silver coins. You'll take damage over time from those right now because you don't have resistance. And from there, we're going to head back to our base, deposit everything, and get to building some more. Well, we're about to get back into our building. We're going to put up some stone walls. We're just waiting on the sun right now so that we can get a roof over it and not burn to death. Because, like I said, if you step out here, you'll see the sun start cooking us. Now that we have these copper axes, though, we can also, besides the quartz, we can harvest this yellow rock, which is sulfur. That's used to make bombs and a few other recipes. So you're going to want some of that. And just like all the other ore, you just hit it until you get it. And you just gather it per hit. There's nothing special once it drops, and now we have some sulfur. It's this yellow looking ingot looking thing right here. And again, that's going to be used in the furnace. You'll smelt that, you'll get sulfur powder, and you can use that to make bombs, which is probably the most important thing, because bombs are then used to harvest larger nodes of copper, stone, whatever else you find on the map. That's a large thing. You can use it to harvest pretty much anything because it'll do explosive damage. You just place it and blow it up. But we will need that for one of the main bosses that are coming up. To access him, you're going to need a bomb to blow open the gate to get into the bandit's highway. Or the bandit, what's it called? The bandit camp right here, the bandit stronghold. So for the bandit king, who's going to allow you to use iron and make iron stuff, yeah, you'll need a bomb. So make sure you gather some sulfur once you get your copper axes. Alright, so we finally finished our running around gathering resources, waiting on stone. We should have enough stone now to get some work done. We've got about 340-ish. So if you're on a PvP server, I cannot stress enough, the first thing you need to do before you worry about rooms and getting a roof over your building, as soon as you get into that server, if it's a fresh start, go ahead and once you claim your castle heart in the spot you want to build in, build you some stairs, build out in front of your base. So like I said here, actually we're going to have to get some blood for this. Okay, so if you're building a gate that you don't want somebody to just blow up with a bomb and get into your base immediately or to activate a golem, first drop this reinforced entrance. Like I said, you can build it straight over the wood. So just left mouse button to click on that. Next, you'd want to come to your doors and you'd want to place a door in there. If you have servants, you're going to place a door with a servant lock so they don't open and close it and walk around. Besides that, you can just place a standard door. If you have the DLC pack, you can use these royal gates and place those. We're just going to go ahead and do servant locks on all of ours. If it's a servant locked, it'll have this glowy icon on it. From there, we can do our stairs. So we've got stone stairs there. Go ahead and spin them around. Build those. And you can build multiple stairs if you want to. And the important thing about these, it's going to help keep people from like leaping up if they're in frog mode to jump in there. You can also place more of these gates to block them. We'll need a border right here before we can build anything else though, because these gates will sit on the border itself. So we can press B as in Bravo again. We can place one of these right here. It won't let us put one down at the bottom just yet. But now you can go ahead and place another, either hard foundation, you can put walls up, so we can build walls like this if we're not standing in the way. I don't know why I put that right there. And then we just jump this ledge by hitting shift. We should be able to put floors down too, so if we come up here to floors, I like the diamond pattern, so we'll just set that right there. Now if we close this in and put doors up, it'll put a roof on top of it. And then we can put stairs there. We can add 2 more doors right here, so that makes it harder for people to get to your castle. Like I said, this is a solo server. I'm just trying to go over how to defend yourself. So first things first, let's go ahead and kind of build us a small square to cover everything that we're at, because we don't have a ton of resources. We actually need to increase the border, so let's grab those. And we'll just start from here. Work our way around, make sure we can enclose ourselves in. If there's trees, rocks, stones, structures, or anything pre-existing in the way, go ahead and clear those out. You can't build on these awkward corners, so there's always going to be a little bit of space here and there. And you should see the blue highlight of the borders to let you know that you've covered that zone all the way. And we can go ahead and cap those out. We're currently out of stone again. Let's go have some more stone. Let's get a couple stacks. If you can see it, you can build it or deconstruct it. And let's head over here and see exactly what we got going on. So that one's on the ledge. And like I said, if you're PvPing, you want to cover these ramps first. Even if you have to build straight to them without building a complete solid foundation or square, you can. And we've reached our limit. Now let's go ahead and get our walls. So we're going to go to castle at the very bottom. And we can grab these reinforced walls. And we'll just border those out. Make sure we don't block our path, because I'd like to be able to use the path. From there, these trees are going to be in the way, so we'll have to clear those out of the way. So we clear those trees so we can build those spots if we want to. Now, if you look at these walls, the cost is 10 stone brick per wall and 6 planks. And now that those are cleared, we can place these. You can still place them a lot of the times when there's trees and things in the way. And what will happen is the wall will just be partially complete. So we've got that up. We need to kind of conserve resources at this point. I might have actually overbuilt a little bit. So let's go ahead and just kind of try to tighten this up. You see right there, that's in the way. We can come this way with it. And if it's if the forge is in the way, we can move it. And you can always destroy these. Like I said, we're not trying to make the base perfect or pretty right now. We're just trying to get it functional. I think we're gonna run out of stone, because we won't, like, if you look at this lower left number here, we only have 7 stone walls left, and we still need to build floors, which takes stone also. Now you see these wood palisades, those will not allow a roof to form, so you need to build over them. And we need to clear this stone right here, so I'm gonna do that. So we have a wall all the way around. We've got our gate right here. Now we're fully walled in, right? So we do need to break this back wall so we can use the other entrance if we want to. But yeah, we have a full wall now, but as you notice, there's still not a roof yet, so we're still not covered with shade. So from here, you need to build floors. So you click on castle and you go to floors, and that's where you take your diamond pattern. You have to cover this entire area in a floor pattern, or with some kind of flooring, in order for it to form a roof. So while we wait for the stone to grind, we'll be back in just a second, and I will show you the final product of putting down a floor. For everyone who's hung out thus far, let's go ahead and finish these floors out. I've gone ahead and started laying them out just to make sure I had enough stone. The sun is out, so we should be able to clearly see when it gets blocked. So let's lay out the last couple that we need. And of course my wood coffin's in the way. So wood coffins need to be on dirt, so we can just press it. Go to build, left click on it, and you can move it to place it elsewhere. You don't actually have to go through the wall as long as you can see where you're going to place it, which has to be on top of your border, so we'll just put it out back. Then back to our diamond floors. So we still don't have a roof yet because we have a few left to do, so place one here. And then have this gap here. So if for some reason your roof didn't form, it means you missed a wall piece, it was blocked by a tree, rocks, stone, something else, or you didn't place 4 pieces in every empty slot. So you saw a flash right there. We now have a roof. This entire area is covered. The sun will no longer affect us inside of here. So we can claim this. It's going to unlock the blueprint stone coffin. Next is to bind a stone coffin, so we want to build that. Press B. Come here to our fundamentals, go to stone coffin and see what it costs. If you have the DLC, you can also build a roll coffin. It's going to take grave dust. To get grave dust, we're going to need to go visit a graveyard, or we can grind up bones if we have the recipes. So if we check our grinders, you'll see right here, grave dust takes 100 bones. So we're not quite ready for that yet. We don't have enough bones. I don't want to waste that many bones on that. I'd rather just go farm the grave dust. So if we press M as in for our M for map, we can scroll around here and you'll see that there's graveyards. So we have the desecrated graveyard here. There's another one on this side of the map right here, the forgotten cemetery. And you can see that the important loot there is grave dust, bone, morning lily. Same thing for the other one. So go there, kill those mobs, and you'll get that. So in this episode so far, we've covered killing the boss, Errol the Stonebreaker. The next one will be Rufus the Foreman. He's going to be a little bit stronger. He's got some better abilities than Stonebreaker, and as you go up the charts, they get stronger and stronger. And we've already gone ahead and started tracking him. The next thing we can do really fast before we close out on this episode is let's go ahead and do our research. So let's go to our miscellaneous box. Now, if you have books that are duplicates, I should have said this sooner, save them. You can devour them to get the paper or scrolls from them, depending on what level you're at as far as your research goes. So let's go ahead and grab these 96, and we'll grab all the books that are in here. Let's see, I believe I have some in this one too. And as always, make sure you do your books first and then your scrolls, so that you don't waste when you have a full learned recipe. So we'll come here to our research desk. We've already learned this one, so we can't research it again. We've got these two ready to go. So forge flooring, research that. You can put that under the forge. It'll be part of upping the cost on those, and then put that into a small room by itself. Then we have gravel paths. That's just a cosmetic item, so you don't need to worry about that. And then we'll just hit the discover button to burn through 50 pages of paper. And with that, we've got the merciless copper spear. So pretty much you make a basic copper spear, and then you can upgrade to the merciless. So if we come over here to our workbench, and we scroll up, you'll have a copper spear here, so build that using 12 planks and 16 copper ingots, and then make the merciless one, which is a little bit better. So this one's 8.9 physical, and then this one's going to be 11.5, but it's going to cost more resources, so you'll have to use the copper spear as a resource, 2 crude emeralds, 8 whetstones, and 4 leather. And that's currently where we stand. The thing that we need to build is going to be the tannery, so we need to go hunt down Keely, the frost archer. So we'll try to get to Rufus the Foreman and Keely the frost archer on the next one. If we have enough leather, we can go ahead and build out some better armor to protect us. I'd also advise, if you have it, to go ahead and build out some better rings or an amulet so that you can hit harder, get more hit points. So let's check our hide box really fast. We have 9 pieces of leather right now, and we farmed that just from gathering from bandit camps. So if we come to here, we can see we have enough leather to build 1 piece of gear. And like I said, you want to start with the body, then the legs, then the boots, then the gloves. So let's go ahead and do that. We just need coarse thread. It's 4 coarse thread per craft. So we'll just grab a stack of that. And now you can see that these recipes are highlighted, which means they can be built. So just click on it. It takes 16 seconds. You'll get the Night Stalker vest. It's level 3 gear. It's going to increase our hit points. And with that, it'll also up our gear score level. We'll grab that. Just right click on it. Well, for that in that menu, right click on it. It's going to equip it. We're now level 21. We have a few more hit points. We did lose our set bonus, so it might not be worth it just yet, because we'll lose physical power +2. So with that, we'll just put that into our armor crate for now and save it to use as part of the crafting recipe to go to a merciless Night Stalker vest. So guys, as always, I hope this episode helped you out. I hope it helps you build your castles to where you actually get a roof over it, so you don't have to use the Mist Brazier anymore. Now you can move this outside where you're building walls, growing a garden, whatever else you're doing, or you can just not use it and get rid of it. And from there, if you have any questions or comments, just leave them below in the comments section. I will get back to those as fast as I can. Like I said, on the PvP full loot server, I am in level 70 to 80 gear, so I do know a lot about the game if you need help, so just drop those there. Besides that, as always, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode when we go to hunt down some more bosses. Hopefully get our gear up some more. I'm going to do a little bit of farming between now and then, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.